So, the 2018 season has been and gone, and I thought it was about time I went through and told you about my favourite players of 2018. Now this list, it doesn't fully represent who my favourite players are, however it's more of who are my favourite players from the past year and purely just based on this 2018 season. Now I put together this list a few days ago and I just want to point out the placement of these. Even though it is a top 5, the placement of them isn't really too important because it's just what I was feeling on the day. Looking at it right now, I don't even know if I agree with it right now on the placements, but all the players on it I definitely do agree with. Anyways, let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and go through my top 5 favourite players of 2018. Starting at number 5, we have from the South Sydney Rabbitohs, we have Damian Cook. Man, it absolutely kills me to say from the South Sydney Rabbitohs, considering he was at the Bulldogs in our reserve grade and we have Mike Leach now. Granted, I did think Mike Leach was going to have a good season this year. Didn't really work out that way. Damian Cook, though, absolutely killed it in 2018. In 2018, Damian Cook finally nailed down that starting spot at the Rabbitohs. He also nailed down a starting spot for the New South Wales team, and he also nailed down a starting spot for the Australian Kangaroos team. So it's a pretty darn good year for Damian Cook. And not only is he a really good player, but he's one of those ones who's a very entertaining sort of player as well. He's just one of those players who's so quick and nippy, and they're so fun to watch. It was kind of like James Seguiero a few years ago, just so quick out of dummy half, scores a lot of tries, except Damian Cook is just like a billion times better. Did I mention he was in reserve grade at the Bulldogs? In at number 4, we have Roger Tuivasa-Sheck from the New Zealand Warriors. Just like Damian Cook, this guy had a really good season. In fact, he won the Dally M medal. To be fair, I guess because they're on this list, they all did have good 2018s. But in the record books, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck will go down as the best player of 2018. Whether he was, I don't know, but he got the award. When Roger first went over to the Warriors, he didn't really play that good. Then he got injured and I thought, oh, this is career suicide. He's gone over to the Warriors. But he's one of the few players who've actually gone to the Warriors and have upped his game. It's kind of nice to see him fulfill his potential, especially when he started out so promising at the Roosters and you thought he was going to be an absolute superstar. In fact, he was when he was at the Roosters. Went to the Warriors and you thought, oh shit, what's happened with him? It's the same thing that happens all the time at the Warriors, and then he finally regained his form. What can you say about Tuivasa-Sheck? He's a walking highlights package. It's a shame he can't rub off some consistency to Shaun Johnson. On to number 3. Now, I've got to admit, I was not a big fan of this guy going into this season, but when he played for New South Wales, he really won me over. It's Latrell Mitchell. Tedesco, yes! Yes! You can't stop Latrell Mitchell! You can't stop him from there! For years and years and years, he's been compared to Greg Inglis, and I think this was the first season where he fully showed that he could be like Greg Inglis. I know BJ Leilua got the Centre of the Year in the Dally M's, and I don't know how he did, but Latrell Mitchell, he should have got it for sure. Between Latrell Mitchell and Joey Manu, I think that the Roosters, they could potentially have the best centre pairing for the next 10 years. Both those guys are unbelievable, but because of the Origin series, I did put Latrell Mitchell in this spot. Even though Latrell showed glimpses of being a superstar, think back to that length of the field try where he was playing fullback, but moving to the centres, I think, has been a masterstroke for him. Is that his long-term position? Probably, but I'd like to see him have another go at fullback. Although it'll probably never happen at the Roosters. I hear that Tedesco guy, I hear he's pretty good. In at number 2, and we have another youngster. This guy, very young actually. It's Lachlan Lewis. This was his first full year in the NRL and he absolutely killed it. Now I had Roger Tuivasa-Sheck on this list. He won the Dally M. Callum Ponga went very close. It came right down to the wire. Ponga missed the last game and missed out on the Dally M medal. Now I think going into this season there were question marks on Callum Ponga and just how good he was going to be this season. I think in the future there was not really too many question marks. He was going to be a star in the future, but just these first few seasons we thought, is he going to struggle a little bit, especially in the Nice team? But oh my god, he is unbelievable. Plus in his Origin debut, I've never seen someone look so comfortable playing Origin, especially in a position he's never played before. Now next season could be quite the interesting season for Callum Ponga. It looks like he's going to be moving into the halves. They said he's going to be training in the halves, so expect him and Pearce to be the halves for the Knights next season. I don't know who's going to play fullback, but doesn't look like it's going to be Ponga. Hopefully he can keep up those highlight plays though. And now finally for the number 1 position, lucky last but not least, from the Bulldogs, I don't think this is any surprise, we have Lachlan Lewis. Now, I'm not going to lie, going into the season, I knew absolutely nothing about him apart from he was Wally Lewis's nephew. I kind of figured he was one of those players who kind of wrote off the last name. Wasn't really good, but people saw the Lewis last name and went, oh, we'll sign him, maybe he'll be good. Man, was I wrong. In a shit season for the Bulldogs, he was a shining light, and as a Bulldogs fan, it was bloody amazing to see someone actually play well. And it's funny that it took Moses Mbye leaving for Lachlan Lewis to even get in the top 30 to be allowed to play. Now hopefully he goes on with things in the second season. He wouldn't be the first player to have a really good first season and then drop off in the second season and fade out of the league. Hopefully that's not the case with Lachlan Lewis. Anyway guys, they were some of my favourite players of 2018. Make sure you leave in the comment section below who are some of your favourites. Also make sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. It's MrLuke on YT. It's on the screen right now. Also make sure you go ahead and smash the like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Righto guys, that is the end of the video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.